Hey guys, Rocambasco here, and can someone please tell me why this game is so short that I can beat it faster than an obese boy can walk around the block? There's nothing I hate more than short games, so this game would get an F+ if it wasn't so damn awesome. Anyway, if you guys want to see the challenge commandments, then pause the video right now. Without further ado, let's see if you can beat Cryfar Dragonblood 3, or whatever this game is called, with only the machete. When we begin our adventure, we're bound by the laws of not being able to stray from the linear path, which is an experience that brings me as much joy as stepping in a steamy, creamy pile of doggy caca. But luckily enough, I don't have to kill anyone here. I can just enjoy the ride, listen to that song from Predator, get stuck on the tutorial, and begin the challenge. I began my killing spree with the jolliness and stealth of an entire Santa Claus, and just like the Tooth Fairy, I started my very own body part collection. Actually, that's kind of fucked up. The objective of this first mission was to disable the alarms and kill all the enemies. Disabling fire alarms is illegal, and I had no intention of becoming criminal scum, so I ignored this objective and started murdering my enemies. When they overwhelmed me, I realized in order to defeat these monsters, I would have to become one myself. So I disabled the fire alarms, and now my hands were tainted. I was a criminal now. When I finished crying, I resumed the dying. Considering I was playing on hard difficulty, I was expecting a little more of a challenge. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had to heal every 5 seconds or so, and I almost died for insulting a vehicle, but I was never in any real danger. Even the big armored robo-bros only die in about 4 hits, so they weren't much more of a threat than the small fries were. Although enemies in numbers were always a double-edged sword. If they were spread out, they could effectively wipe the floor with me, but if they were bundled up, I could chain kill everyone in no time. Basically, the story of this game is that we came here to investigate our former commander who has gone rogue, so I defend my boy Spider here while he gathers intel. I do a shit job of doing that, so we get captured. Commander Sloan reveals that he wants to destroy the world or something, so he kills Spider, knocks me out, I wake up in a cave, and this is where we meet blood dragons. Blood dragons can't see, but they're very sensitive to sound and getting their buttholes smelt. I didn't know this at first, so naturally, I sniffed its butthole to test out my cybernetic nose, and not because I'm a pervert, but that didn't go as well as I thought it would. At this part, you're expected to sneak past all the dragons through this long valley, but nobody got time for that, so I ran for my life. The last time I learned anything about animals was in elementary school, so I forgot lizards could shoot lasers out of their eyes, which is a mistake that would almost cost me my life. But somehow, I managed to make it safely to some weapons, and now I had my machete again. I took out the nearby outpost. Sloan's doctor lady decides to betray Sloan and help us because she wants that cybernetic mushroom tip, and with that, the intro ends. Mission 2 isn't that important, but this is where we encounter the very first semi-fail in the challenge. We have to blow up the dam because that'll mess up some reactor, which will be bad for the bad guys or something. So I attached C4000 to 3 different weak spots on the dam and blow it up. Before I blew it up, I made sure to at least kill every enemy in the area so I wouldn't accidentally blow up any bad guys. After that, you just have to escort some defenseless bitch throughout a facility and defend him from attack boats while he does some cool hacks on a computer. But as you can see, the machetes can blow up boats in only a few hits, so in no time he brings down the reactor shield, I punch it, and with that, the mission ends. Mission 3, on the other hand, is where things become rough, so get excited. In this mission, I have to infiltrate a facility where the cyber soldiers are making blood dragons have sex with each other so they can weaponize them. So now, I've gotta destroy this lizard whorehouse. First, I had to destroy some brain cage prototypes, or in other words, reptile BDSM. There were some guards guarding the brain cages, but as usual, pulling off a nipple stab takes no effort with these clowns. I located one of these sinful abominations, and exposition tells me that if I press a button, the blood dragon will die. Of course, I didn't notice this, because for some reason, the The dinosaur that could shoot lasers out of its fucking eyes had a greater hold on my attention than some lame exposition. All I knew for sure was that this was my second chance to test out my nose, so I was trying to figure out how I could get a whiff of this dragon's butthole, and that's when I saw this button, which, logically, I thought would open the door to its cell. But to my horror, it actually did this. Whoops. I finished off the brain cages and the enemies, and then I jumped into a part that would consume the next 35 minutes of my life. At this point, I'm expected to grab a flamethrower and use it to destroy blood dragon eggs. I wasn't so cruel that I was about to make an omelet out of some innocent babies, so instead, I started slicing and dicing the eggs with my knife. After 5 minutes of no results, I tried getting the blood dragons to destroy the eggs with their Superman vision, but it also did nothing to help me, so I had no choice but to accept semi-fail number 2 as I cooked their babies with a flamethrower. Surprisingly, the blood dragons never killed me, even though I was wide open, but the next part would take a lot of unnecessary hard work to figure out. While I was waiting for the elevator, I was hiding from the blood dragon so it wouldn't kill me. But when the elevator arrived, I figured the game would want me to use the chain gun on the back of the Jeep to kill the blood dragon. So instead, I chose to outsmart the game and started killing it with my knife. I had to slice it up, retreat and heal behind the Jeep, and repeat this process for a few minutes. I was also able to finally get a whiff or two of its colon, so that's another win for science. I didn't realize that blood dragons kamikaze when they die, so the first time I was successful, but then I died immediately. The second time, I made damn sure to have full health when I dealt the final blow, but again, I died. So naturally, I thought it was impossible, but when I snuck into the back of the Jeep and the elevator started descending, I realized I didn't even have to kill it. So I pacifisted my way to the top of the elevator, I hopped in the driver's seat, I waited for some pedestrians to cross the fiery hallway of death, and I drove out of the facility, concluding the third mission. This time around, I had to stop a witch doctor from making bioweapons, aka zombies. But when you infiltrate his island with only a hang glider, it really makes you question whether he's actually a threat to the human race or not. But he's making me go out of my way to get here, so either way, I'm gonna kill him. Now that I had the big boy takedown, it was really easy getting through this mission. At one point, I had to defend my position, but when you have literally double the health here as you do in Far Cry 3, you finally understand why big fights like this aren't intimidating or hard. After I finish up in the facility, I get launched into a blood dragon pen. Unlike its slut cousins in the last mission, these dragons aren't tainted with sin and the smell of lizard cum, but now that I see that they've been snacking on my comrades for lunch, I had no choice but to chop them up. Thanks to my ridiculously high amount of health, I never died here, but I came close a lot of times. I just did hit and run tactics, and things just got easier when the soldiers came out to kill me, because now they were acting as a distraction for the blood dragons. I killed the 2 dragons without dying somehow, I finished off the soldiers, the witch doctor's AI kills him somehow, I escaped the facility, and with that I beat the mission. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the video, then consider leaving a like, a comment, and subscribing. In the last mission, you have to go through a portal and play through 4 trials. In each one, you're supposed to use a specific weapon to kill all the undead, but you can still use the knife to do it. The first 3 trials were easy as pie. The zombies were doing decent damage to me, but all I had to do was run out from cover, do a takedown, and thanks to the chain takedown and death from above takedown, I could cut through them like butter. However, in the last one, you get a chain gun, so naturally, a lot of them spawn. This is the first time in this game where there were so many enemies that I actually couldn't keep up with them all and finish them off before they killed me in the middle of doing chain takedowns. I couldn't even keep track of the buttons, so I was just mashing away at W, A, S, and D all at the same time. However, they don't follow me beyond this door, so I would kill some, retreat, heal, and do it over again until I finished them off, acquired the super weapon, and returned to my world. The biggest obstacle right now is a giant wall, and you clearly have to destroy it with your newly obtained super weapon. I tried cutting it for a few minutes, but it doesn't budge even a pixel, so I had no choice but to blow it up, which is semi-fail number 3. From here, it's more of the same thing I've been doing for the last few missions. Run up to bad man, kill bad man, run away from bad men, kill more bad men, run from blood dragons, and then I got to ride the closest thing there is to the ancient psychic tandem war elephant. Blood dragon, but mecha? And psychic? I don't know if you can even kill anyone when riding this thing, but he does all the killing for me. I have a chat with Sloan that was so powerful, I actually touched his heart. I saved the doc, but she might actually be a huge bitch, and with that, I beat the game. So can you beat Far Dragon Cryblood 3 with only the machete? There's 3 semi-fails, but I never had to slay an enemy with anything other than my machete. Well, consider leaving a like, a comment, and subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one.